Hi, and welcome to episode 17 of the Carla Knits podcast. I am so happy that you are joining me today for another episode of Yarny, Nitty, Crochet Chat. If you have been following me for a while, thank you so much for returning today. And if you are stopping by for the first time, thank you for joining me. We have currently going on right now a 400 subscriber giveaway. Thank you to all of you who have made this possible. Last week's episode 16, I announced that we had reached 400 subscribers. So if you go back to that episode and comment below, you can find out details in that episode on how to enter that giveaway. It's on YouTube. I'm going to leave it open for one more week, and then I will draw a prize, this beautiful skein of yarn from Lumberjack Yarn on Etsy. This is the prize. So I will leave that open for one more week, and before I record episode 18, I will draw from the comments on episode 16 the winner of this beautiful skein of yarn. Let's see. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as cbcraftygirl, and we do have a podcast group on Ravelry, Carla Knits on Ravelry. Currently in that group, we have a make-along going on, which is very closely coming to an end. It is the Spring Stripes make-along, which started on May 1st and goes through June 20th, so the end of our spring. So it's anything you make starting May 1st or following that has stripes in it. So there are several objects already in the finished object thread, and not just knitting. There is a set of woven towels that are striped. And there are also, someone posted some sewn bags that she had made using some striped fabric. So it's been really fun seeing what you guys have come up with for that stripes make along. So like I said, it will be coming to a close. So if you are still hurrying to finish up your striped objects, please get those in. I will not close the thread on Sunday due to it being Father's Day, but I will close that thread on Monday. And I will also draw the winners. I have 3 prizes. I will draw winners from that finished object thread, and they will be announced on the next episode. So episode 18 is going to be a big giveaway episode. We'll have the 400 subscriber winner and then the winners of the striped make along. So get those striped finished object pictures in. All right. Anything I talk about, I forget to mention this each week. Anything I talk about will be linked in the description box below. And if for some reason I forget something and you have questions, you sure can reach out to me on either Instagram or through Ravelry message. I just want to say a hi to my niece Piper. She lives in Canada. Her Aunt Patty, my sister-in-law, messaged me and sent me a sweet little photo of Piper that she was sitting with knitting needles and a ball of yarn, and she was watching the Carla Knits podcast. So that just warmed my heart. That was so sweet. So hi Piper, and hi Patty and Keith if you might catch this episode. All right, so as that spring stripes make along comes to an end, I did announce that we will be doing a new make along starting July 1st. And this is called, I'm calling it the Merry Make Along, and it's going to be that whole word, make along, Merry Make Along 2021, starting July 1st. Ending August 31st. This is to help us get a head start on some of our Christmas gift knitting or Christmas gift making. Or if you want to make something for yourself that's Christmassy, that would be great too. Christmas socks, Christmas sweater, Christmas shawl, any of those things. So I did have a comment or a question in last week's episode if works in progress could be allowed, and I'm going to say sure. as long as your projects are at 50% or less, then please feel free to enter those WIPs if you are working on Christmas items for yourself or family or friends. Sure, go ahead and enter those. I will be opening a thread very soon in the Ravelry group, so think about what you want to make. Maybe think about who on your list you might want to make something for, or think about what you might want to make for yourself. Yeah, so more details will come in the coming weeks. All right, I have a finished object today. So going along with that stripes make along, I have my striped socks. So this is the heel toe do-si-do pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. They are finished. They fit. If you've been watching for a while, you know I have had trouble with this pattern in the past, but these do fit. The yarn is by Dye For You, and the colorway is called Cozy Up with JoJo. So it's based on the podcast Cozy Up Knits with 4 knitting sisters in Canada, and their mom is JoJo. So I love how these knit up. I think they are so fun with this pattern. I will say they do fit, but I still have to kind of tug on that heel to get it on. I knit these 64 stitches, and I used a US 1 needle. When I knit, and I thought I'd be okay, and I am, because this is a plumper fingering weight yarn. Next time, I am going to, when I knit this pattern, and I will knit this again because it is really a fun pattern, I will do a US 1 for the ribbing on the cuff, and then I will go up to a 1.5 for the rest of the body. So that's what I'm going to do next time. But I'm very happy to have this finished pair of socks, and they came out pretty closely. Just a little bit more orange on the second toe, but those are my striped socks as my participation in the spring make-along. Going on into WIPs and continuing with that striped theme, I have my Sweet Blossoms crochet blanket. And I will say this has been hard for me to pick up this week because it has been very warm. But I have made some progress. Last week I was where the ice cream cone progress keeper is. So I finished the length of the body, that's through the blue. And then I did start on the border, and it is a 10 round border. So there were 2 rounds of this gray, it's like a grayish light purple color, and then 1 round of this green. So I have 7 rounds to go. It alternates different stitches between half double crochet, single crochet. There's going to be a double crochet round. There's going to be a granny stripe round. And it does take a while to go around the whole edging of this blanket. So I was scurrying this morning trying to finish the green edging, so I could say I had the 3rd round done. So 10 total rounds, so I have 7 rounds to go, and I'm really going to try hard to get this done so it can be complete for the spring stripes make along. But the last round is a bobble round. So if you remember me talking back when I had that white section, all those bobbles take a long time, and to have a whole border with bobbles, that's going to take some time, but it will be the final round of the blanket, and I think I'll feel yay, hooray, when that final bobble is complete. So again, I would really love to have this done this week. Yeah, I really love how it's turning out. But I'm ready to be done and to move on into some new projects. I'm looking forward to our Merry Make-Along, starting to think about some Christmassy items, and it'll be nice to channel those cooler thoughts towards those winter months when it's so warm outside. So the remaining colors I have in this basket, these will be the remaining colors on the border. I picked up this basket a couple days ago at Walmart. I thought this was a really fun basket. So these are the colors remaining. The white will be used for 2 rounds. So these are the colors for the remainder of the border on the blanket. All right, so setting that aside, we will go into my next WIP. This is the Autumn League Pullover, and hopefully you can see that. This is a pattern by 2 of Wands. I am knitting this in participation with Sweater Knit Along by the Strings Attached podcast. I am using Lion Brand Cotton Jean yarn. I'm just trying to figure out how to hold this up now. And this is where I am at. So last week, well, I should say this is the progress for this week. It's about maybe nearly 2 inches. I think last week I had said I only had so many more rounds before the sleeves. Well, I have more rounds than I thought. So I believe now I have 12 rounds to go until the separation of the sleeves. So we're getting close. This truly is what I want to be working on. But I wanted to get my striped things. I want to get those done too. So just giving myself time on all of my projects. But yeah, I am really enjoying this. And I said last week how much I love using this yarn. It's very, very soft for a cotton yarn. And I think it's going to be absolutely wonderful. It's going to feel wonderful on. So that knit along goes, it started June 1st and it goes through the end of August. So hopefully I can complete it in that time frame. All right, on to some sock WIPs, works in progress. I started on sock 2 of my Belladonna Socks. This is a pattern by Gazal Mohammed. I do have the first sock done, which I showed a few weeks ago. So this has a really fun texture or patterning in the front, which uses cabling without a cable needle. So I'm really excited that I am able to do that. I am just about at the point where I will where I will knit the heel flap and gusset. So that is the point at which I am at. So decent progress for having really put a lot of time into my heel toe do-si-do socks. So I did get some time on this. This yarn is by Mustache Yarn and it's in the Hogwarts colorway. So it's a Harry Potter themed yarn. And this was really fun because my husband and I are starting to go through the Harry Potter movies again. So we watched the first one and then last night we started on the second one. So fun to be knitting on these while watching those movies. And as soon as I got done with my second sock for that, I immediately cast on a new sock. I want to participate in the summer sock camp hosted by the Crazy Sock Lady. So it's any socks you make from June 1st through August 31st. And there is a lot of sock knitting going on. So I wanted to make sure that I could get in on the fun. So I did start on a sock. I am making this a shorty sock. Aren't those colors fun? Yep, I absolutely love how this is knitting up. So just a little progress on both of these sock WIPs this week. This yarn is by the Woolen Homestead, originally named Atop the Ferris Wheel, and then she renamed it County Fair Sunset. When I bought it, it was Atop the Ferris Wheel. I just absolutely love how this is knitting up. Purples, pinks, and then a few blips of the gold in there for that sunset. Oh, that is just, I love it. The pink cuff is Knitpicks Stroll Fingering in the pucker colorway, and it is that bright. So really fun. So I do a 2x2 ribbing. I do it for 11 rounds, I think 10 to 11 rounds. And then I will do 30 rounds of stockinette, and then I will do my heel flap and gusset. So that's typically the length I like my shorty socks to be. So I'm probably around, I think, 25 rounds right now. So very close to getting ready to do the heel flap and gusset on this sock. But I am really enjoying it, and I love that color. I just love that color. All right, this is going really fast. I hope I'm remembering everything I need to talk about. Something came in the mail from my mom. If you remember, a few weeks ago, I shared a pair of mittens that my mom had gotten in the 70s from her cousin Heidi in Norway. It was white, predominantly white with red color work. Well, then I had remembered as a child having a little red mitten, and only one little red mitten remains, but my mom sent this to me, and she doesn't know what happened to the other one. Being a kid, and I remember wearing these, I probably lost it, maybe lost it at school, but this is so sweet. I hope you can see that. And what really tickles me, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this, the thumb detail is a little girl. So this was for little Carla back in the 70s, and I think that is so sweet. So I am really happy to have this little red mitten, and I probably will maybe hang it on my Christmas tree this year. I just think that is so special to have that. So thank you, Mom, for sending that and sharing that with me. All right, just a little bit of chatter. It has been extremely hot here in Nebraska. I don't know if I said that at the beginning, but most of you who've been following me know I live in Nebraska. It has been very hot here. So that was one reason why I have not really wanted this, blanket on my lap. But if I knit in the basement where it's cooler, it's tolerable. Otherwise, those sock whips are so small that that's still okay to be knitting on. But the heat yesterday, the temperature reached 103. Today's forecast is 104 to 106. Our daughter Jenna is a lifeguard, and she works all day today. There's a pool party tonight at the pool, so it's going to be a long, warm day for her. So Jeff and I have taken a few trips to the pool to cool off. We've also been at the lake. We've really enjoyed that. Speaking about those couple of things that we've done, the comments on last week's episode, that was part of the prompt, was to comment, your favorite summertime activities. And there were so many wonderful comments. I have loved reading all of the things that you guys are doing in the summer. Some of you have shared some tips or tricks on jam or jelly making, because I talked about that with this colorway, Summer Preserves, and how I had trouble making jelly. So some of you have given me some good tips or websites. So I really appreciate that. But just reading all of the things that you guys love to do in the summer, it's so fun. There is someone included their recipe on there for raspberry lemonade, and that sounds so good. So check that out if that sounds good to you. But yeah, it was a lot of fun reading those comments. So like I said, if you haven't already commented, go back to that episode for your chance to win that skein of yarn. All right, I'm really excited. Tomorrow, I'm recording a day early because tomorrow I am going yarn shopping with my friends from my knitting group. So this is a knitting group that has been meeting since 2013. We have been virtual since last year, and actually our last yarn trip was in early March last year before everything kind of came to a stop. So a couple of these ladies I have not seen since then. So it will be so nice. We are all fully vaccinated, so it's going to be very nice. There's 6 of us. We're going to take a yarn trip and lunch trip tomorrow, so I'm really looking forward to that. So with that, I think that's all I have for you this week. I hope that you are all doing well. If you are in one of these warm regions, I hope you are managing to stay cool. We have our cool down coming on Monday. It's going to be in the 70s, and I am really looking forward to that. So stay cool. I hope you are having fun with whatever crafting you are getting up to. I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. If you already have, if you haven't, give me a thumbs up if you liked this episode. I really appreciate that. With that, I will say goodbye, and I'll see you next time. Take care.